County, I hear where they're only gonna pay single membership.
Yeah, it's, I can't remember what I paid, it's either.
18%.
Their rates went up 18%, but they're they're a very high deductible. It's some offshoot company that they've been with. And the ironic thing,
Good morning.
there's really only 6 families that are affected, and there's only 6 people that are using the payment plan.
Do you, this is like, I don't know if it was last year or year before, they had kind of a fiasco backfire. They changed, they did something with the percentages, like individual versus the families. I forgot what it was. It was something that they got like this is Brown County. They had something that really backfired because, and I can't remember what they were doing. They were,
that doesn't surprise me.
and it really kind of, I can't remember exactly what they did. I have to go back and look and see, but that might have been last year or year before.
I'm okay with the minutes.
Trying to figure out the $2,000 phone bill for communications and all. That's almost the entire sum of our entire county. Both of their offices.
Get that no popularity over here, get that in.
They probably have boys.
Try
They wouldn't be seeing out about it.
Right, you're not there first.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be
Got caught downstairs.
Yeah, hey, you're running behind, you're always there before. He talked like 409, but it helped at 409.
I think he did, because his wife works for 409. I know he said something to them, but I don't know. He said he talked with the school district, so, I mean, it seemed like these were the only 2 other entities that we were even interested in doing something with it.
You got one.
He was pulling down the roof, it wasn't all the way up. Charles Close Farm.
It's okay, I actually have a couple other things
Oh, okay.
to just tell you, so you guys finish what you're doing and then.
So I'll finish the minutes.
Okay.
I'll get a few.
Yeah, that's fine.
Keith was out there.
Yeah,
Everybody's doing your
typically for your signatures, but I, also,
Now last year you were dressed up as, you had a
Well,
poodle skirt or what did you have?
could be. I took off my costume because I had to go to another appointment first, and then my costume's sitting on my desk, and I'll put it on as soon as I get back. I made it more wizardy, so that I could wear full black. But I got a hat and a cape, and, yeah, the whole group is.
Supergirl?
I don't know, more wizard, yeah.
Wizard.
I have one resident that is dressed up as a twister board, can you imagine that? She's got the spinner on her head as a hat, and she's wearing
That's pretty neat.
Oh, we have just some amazing things, I was
You have to
laughing
take some
so
pictures of
hard.
that.
Yeah, we did, I gotta get them up to Walmart and get them printed today, 'cause there's just some amazing things. One of my staff is dressed up as Dorothy, and she pinned Toto to her backside, and she runs around saying, "Has anybody seen my dog Toto?" Yeah.
He used to live. He'll work with you. He'll kind of, like, this is the way you do it. You don't do it the other way. Yeah, that's what my husband says. Oh, gosh,
Looks like that $2,000 phone bill.
Oh, that's not mine, right?
Oh,
Oh,
I guess,
better not be.
Yours is 1995.
maybe you should. Okay. I will.
Better not be,
What was the average? Let's just add that number. It was, I think between all the county entities, including was like 2,000 some.
for the year, right?
No, per month. That's just 1 month.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not average for us, right?
No, well, you're grouped in that 2,000 some
Okay,
for the whole thing.
okay,
That's
yeah.
just 1 month.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought we were close to about 400 a month. Well, now they're auditing. The
Oh.
auditor got to it yesterday, okay? Now this one has to do with the electronic funds,
Okay.
so, title, signature. Oh, I guess I didn't put the involved on there. Have to write that one. There goes the thing. And just, information purposes for all of you, we had,
This is a different one.
electronic health records on our budget. Actually, we had it on last year, we moved it this year.
Just happened yesterday.
We're in the last year of deciding which ones we wanna go with. When we actually decide, then I'll bring down the purchase order, but we have to decide what pieces are gonna be right. And it looks like the price, the actual implementation price will be less than what we thought, which is good because our current software program is being bought out, so we've got 2 or 3 companies fighting over it. So we've got some bid wars going on, which is very nice. But we want not just the cheapest one, but we want one that's going to sustain us through and talk to the hospital and talk to all, our partners like our pharmacy and that sort of thing. So, Wes has been installing computers. He needs to do a little bit more to get us going, and I think the biggest hurdle for him will be getting a separate web key. We're going to have to install some things so that visitors can have a web key, but the web key that is used for the electronic health records can't be used at all by anyone. So
Sure.
that may require some installation, but certainly not as much as the EHR initial. I think we budgeted $10,000 for the implementation, and it looks like it may come in at 3,500 now. So then with a little bit of hardware, we'll still be under the 10,000. We'll still. So just kind of,
That's good.
yeah. And our silent call system is good and running. I think we've worked out all the bugs. But we have changed some things so that for 3 people, it goes to their cell phones so that we can get the calls at home. So it goes through the text messaging. So just want to put this out there. We reimburse everybody $20 a month for their cell phone. Well, now everyone gets about, the 3 get about 250 texts a day. So without text messaging, their bill went way up. So they have to get unlimited text. It's kind of, they just have to do it. And so I would prefer to reimburse each one. I think most plans, it costs $30 for unlimited text for your plan. I haven't looked at it, but I would like to be able to reimburse those 3 people for unlimited text so they can use their phones, and then that way they can call in. If there's a problem, they identify it at home and they're dealing with it at night, and they can tell at night. And then we all stay on the clock all the time anyway. So it would be only 3 people. And it's whatever that text piece costs. And I haven't looked into the plan.
But they can't do something with like instant messaging. That would be, because they can't convert it. Not
To
you.
email.
Yeah, I don't know. Instant message kind of like is in between email and
Yeah, see,
texting.
the thing is then if you do the email piece, then they have to get data phones. And then you're talking about they have to pay for data. So it's either they have to pay for data or they have to pay for text.
Yeah. Of course, I don't know what phones they have too. If they don't have app-based phones, I mean.
A lot of them don't have data phones. I mean, a lot of my staff don't have data phones, but yeah. So anyway, it's just something that I would like to do so that this works seamlessly. We tried the paging system, but the pagers
So, and we'll just reimburse them.
We're just reimbursing. Right now, we reimburse $10 a paycheck for all the county, which is less than we used to do, and I was okay with that, with the amount we use it, but now, seriously, when they're off-site, they will get 100 to 200, sometimes 300, text messages.
Well, I feel like most people have a cell phone, and that's like a small fraction of what the monthly cost is.
Yeah, so, and unlimited text for most plans is, yeah. It's usually, I think it's $30, but I'm not sure, well, I've come out with
I think AT&T is, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what and AT&T is about the only thing that works in this area.
I'm sorry? I didn't realize it had gone up that much.
$30.
Yeah. For the
Yeah, I think it used to be, you could get a certain amount for 10, and then it was 10 cents a message after that.
Yeah, it's like 200 or something.
Yeah, which is, but when you're looking at that many a day,
True.
so some of my gas bills went skyrocketed.
So it's the $30 in addition to the 20?
Yeah. That's what I would want, but to you.
In addition to the 20.
They get $20 a month
For
for the
reimbursement.
people that are on call 24 hours a day, so they get it. And there's, again, free. So it costs, we used to pay for their cell phones entirely, which cost the county probably $60 a month anyway. So, and then we went down to 20 so they could use their own phones. So this would bring it back up to 50.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with it. I mean, it's cheaper than going
I'm fine with it.
If we just do it for 3 people. it's
Yeah,
okay.
that's it.
We'll make sure we got monitored so it doesn't get,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
sometimes when you start these things, they start carrying over in other areas.
Our policy shows that there's only 3 people in the building that can even carry their cell phones in the building. So, it's, we're pretty strict about cell phones. So everybody else that goes to their pagers, only the people that have to monitor that system 24/7. And that probably tie into our electronic health record as well, to flag us if there's something wrong. So, that way. Okay, all right? Okay.
That's all I know. So when does this start? Next week? November 1st?
Next
November
payroll? Yeah, November 1st is
Or
the
the
middle
next
of the
week.
payroll, so should
I
we
mean,
do
what's
it?
the next pay period? You want to put the next pay period?
Yeah, how
Which
about
is November, next
whatever the
week.
next pay
Next
will
week.
be,
It's next week.
the next week.
Yeah.
All right, will you tell Linda, or do I need to?
Do you need to give her, do you want commissioners to sign off on it? You probably need a, well, we need names, so you want to present them with the rest of some things that they can sign off on?
Okay, all right,
With names?
okay. I'll do that.
Okay.
All right, I will do that.
Bye.
Look at that.
Yes.
Well, me and Peggy brought it up. About a year ago, I got a smartphone because my job basically requires it. And I'm only getting $20 a month.
As well as everybody else.
So,
This is medical 24/7 response. So
basically, that's what I want. I'm 24/7.
Well, I think you probably ought to get $10 a month too. What I think.
I mean, I just have
I
to
know,
make it, you know.
I know it's a fraction. Let's discuss what you have first, and then we'll discuss
Maybe
it
it could be
later.
brought up at reorganization.
Yeah.
January.
Just so you guys are,
Not another bridge.
just so you're in the loop. That's at 3/30th and New Show. That's what happens when you don't, when you think your ripper's up and it's not. That's what did it.
The tractor?
Yeah. Tractor and a ripper.
Oh. So he actually has the ripper down.
Yeah.
Kind of like a,
Is that what we used to call it?
No, it's a little clear. Well, that's a good
Kind of
one.
no-till device.
No, it's a different kind of ripper because it's got the real deep shanks and they're not very far apart. It's not.
He was ripping up in the bean field where they've been driving, I think.
Us city people call that plow.
No.
Grand homey plow.
It looked like a combination of disc and,
It is
what I call a cultivator.
Grand homey.
Charlie talked about it, it was a tractor, it was, I think that Wayne Prohaska was running it. But, we did take a police report on it, and he has insurance, so. This isn't near as big a deal.
It just basically.
Yeah, floorboards. It did splinter a couple of the,
Beams.
yeah, they're just wood though, and then it messed up the facer board, but it isn't near the fix of the other one. All we have to do is put a new facer board on it, some new floorboards, and more okay.
oh, this is another,
Yes, another one.
Yeah.
where is this one at?
Yeah,
3/30th and New Show.
What, there wasn't any evidence of those beams being split, I mean, where you could, if you had it, you wouldn't have to put any reinforcement plates on them or anything. Any of these that have.
What, no, none of the beams were split. All it did is that, here on the ends, it splintered a couple of them. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna leave those beams in there and put one beside them for extra strength.
Well, if he was coming from this way.
Yeah, he pulled right here with his tractor sitting, he pulled out of the field right there. And he just didn't realize he didn't have it all the way.
He was sweep at the wheel.
I don't know.
I guess it's a good testimony for the ripper, it not only works in soil, it works in bridges.
Well, yeah.
Well, it didn't look like the road was torn up.
Well,
It didn't look like the road was torn up.
Well, they'll probably have to regrade it. That'd be Shannon Township.
I'm trying to think, is this a 5-shank ripper?
Well, it's probably.
One, two, three, 5.
Yeah.
It's a 5-shank ripper.
Where is that bridge located?
310 in the Neo Show.
Oh, 310 or 330?
330, I'm sorry.
310 was better, yeah.
310 must be.
Yeah, we don't wanna blame too much on 310, so.
We were talking about that on the scanner, but I didn't know what.
Yeah.
It must have had a decent little crown in the road, because you
Uh-huh.
go over that middle one,
Yeah.
right down the center, why it dug deeper, so.
Well, always comes in threes, man.
I know, that's what,
What's the next one?
that's what I told the guys at the shop last night.
Is it in the same part of the county?
No, this one's way up, almost on the county line.
The other one was.
Stockton County.
Yeah. It's just about a half mile from the Stockton County line on the O show.
So it's only a portion of the bridge that got tore out there.
Yeah, all we have to do is, we'll put a couple of stringers in it, a facer board, and then some floorboards.
So they did have a report,
Yeah.
Rich wrote a report on
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah. Jeremy and Larry was out there.
Looks like something was leaking oil too.
I think one of the boards kicked up and
Look line.
hit a line or something there.
Just a thought, since it's somewhat tore up, would it be more beneficial to put in a tube?
Well, on this bridge, you know, we had just worked on that bridge not too long ago, and, where it's, you know, it's only gonna probably cost $1,500 to fix it, so.
What would it cost to replace it?
To replace the bridge, we put a culvert in.
Yeah.
Put a culvert in, we're looking at, you know, $5,000 or $6,000 to rebuild the bridge. Probably 20,000, somewhere around there.
So is that over at
It's just a little creek, I'm not sure if it is.
It would be like on the other
Did you
side of
find
the
anything
lane?
like on that, bad on that other bridge where it
It's not
bubbled?
main.
What are we looking at from like a safety standpoint as far as recouping any,
Well,
this is a similar situation?
No?
Okay,
I
I assume their insurance, if they filed their,
this one's a little more clear cut, I think. I think, we probably want to go into executive session to talk about, I think that's an attorney-wise matter, on how you want to proceed with litigation, or if you want to proceed with litigation. I would suggest that.
okay. What time, we got a 10 o'clock, we got a elevator update at 10, a little bit.
Yeah, sure they do it.
17, 18 minutes, what is that, 17, 18 minutes?
I would think that would be enough time, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to be going to executive session for attorney-client privilege, litigation.
Until 10 o'clock?
Yeah, until 10 o'clock. Got a second.
I'll second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Matt will be present.
That's why that's cool.
Yeah. That's okay.
Matt will be present,
Yes.
and Pat?
Correct.
You're not gonna spec him,
I'll take some pictures for you.
Oh, okay. Thanks for reminding me, Cameron. I would have remembered it.
That's something yesterday.
I told him to come up.
Sounds good, but you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On these screens, I mean, you probably.
I think this is the same thing, so
Okay, okay,
Calling no decision or action.
Yep.
Thank you. Do we have a new elevator?
it doesn't work.
Information on it.
That's not your fault.
No,
All the other
no.
paperwork, fine, will be. Okay.
Hello? Yes.
We do, we have a new elevator. You need to write that in the city.
He just said it wasn't working.
I didn't know.
Mike said it.
Myself.
Mike said it wasn't.
He was kidding. I hope.
Yeah, if you're just writing it, don't look at broken, yeah, we're good. Let me hand this to you. To go ahead and get started, we have a couple change orders, one for the elevator, and this would add the final cost for the steam line that has to be added. And then the electrical includes, I think those two changes that were approved last meeting. And then there's 4 copies of bulk electric and distributed to it. through, so when something sneaks up on us, which shouldn't at this point in time, since we have it all done. And then these are, we have substantial completion forms for each contract, and basically this just means we set the date of when it gets turned over to the county, starts the warranty period. It's just officially saying that the project is complete and useful. And we've got 4 attached to each of these, so you basically get to really find away your firstborn child.
Yeah, it looks like just once, so it looks like just on the elevator, we're only by about 7%.
Is it, okay, I didn't look at the number on that one.
So the contract, new contract sum is $255,867.28.
That includes all change orders.
Yeah. So that's about 7% increase from original.
I guess the long story, or basically the update for today is elevator's in, it's running, we can go try that out later. I went through the punch list, on Monday, I actually did a punch list for the elevator project, and then we went back through today to look at the parts that I've had, everything is complete. My engineers haven't been by yet to look at the elevator part, so that would be the only remaining, paperwork that will come through, and they may have probably something small in anything, I wasn't imagining anything big. But we wanna make sure that they get a chance to look at it too, and just make sure everything looks okay from their end.
Also, should we be doing substantial completion before you done it?
I would say, from what I can see, I don't have a problem with saying substantially complete the elevators, running all of the restroom and electrical, everything is good. They've run their punch list on the restroom and electrical, so they don't have a problem with that part. I would highly doubt that there's gonna be anything big that they would have a punch list that is on the elevator. And it wouldn't be uncommon that even if they have a punch list, we can still go ahead and say this substantially complete, because it's ready for the county to take over. The city did their inspections on it on Monday, as well as fire chief and the building official, and everything looks good for them. We turned over the keys that they wanted, so I would say we probably hit all the marks that we need to say that it's substantially complete.
Okay. You okay with that? I am, and these are professionals we
Yeah.
hired to give us
Yeah.
that advice, so
Yeah.
I would recommend going with it.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we authorize
Is there a right
the
first?
chairman to,
That's the first one. That's for the elevator.
this is for the elevator,
Yes.
The 2 change orders.
Yeah.
just include change orders, and I move that we authorize the chairman to, sign, change order contract.
Second?
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Is there anything that we're missing? Not a whole lot to really talk about at this point in time. We've got an elevator that's installed and working and looks great down there. It's a lot brighter than what it used to look like. I think it was a really good call to, remove all the paneling and replace that, go ahead and get that updated and then run.
So the electrical did really well.
Yeah,
The electrical came in.
yeah, we didn't have too many unexpected things like that. Of course, the restroom got a little hairy because of all the plumbing walls, because it, and part of the electric, or the elevator cost would have been redoing those chipboard walls. I think that was a big chunk of the increases, but certainly, I think when you look at it, it improves the space dramatically. It looks much, much better. That's the date.
So it was a big wheelchair and one other person.
Yeah, it's completely ADA compliant. It meets the 5 is required, it's 3 feet wide at the door, so that's what's required for any ADA openings. And truth be told, I'm not sure how wide an actual big wheelchair is, but since all the standards are for a certain minimum opening, I don't think they would make the wheelchairs bigger than that.
And I'd just like to say that, really appreciate working for the county. Feel like everything went real well. All the county employees are good to work with, and, anytime you work in a building where there's a lot of employees, there's always some type of problems, one thing or another, but I think they all, were very easy to work with, so we just, overall really appreciated working with the county.
Like I said, it was a pleasure working with you and River Bluff, but I think everybody coordinated very well. I mean, it's a historical structure, you run into issues, but it seems like everybody's pretty forthcoming whenever there is an issue coming up, and it's wonderful to see local contractors to keep it within, our community, to be able to participate in this project, so. And you're ahead of schedule. I think we were all thinking like maybe by the end of the year or January initially, with the delays in the elevator.
You didn't have to fight any moisture problems.
What's that?
You didn't have to fight any moisture problems.
Yeah. I'm really glad we didn't hit, water when we really turned something, a rock. We were lucky there too, so.
No, we didn't have a hurricane hit where we got 3 feet of water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
we'll do that.
Like, New York Stock.
So, finish the, so we want to.
Yeah, I'm going to check it out, go for a little test drive. See what you think. I'm personally very happy with how it looks. I think it looks great. They've really done a wonderful job with all the trim on the doors and make sure everything matches. And I think it fits very well with the existing construction. The elevator is nice and smooth. There's Titan Cross elevators. There's a reason why we stuck those. They're very nice elevators. There's no problem with the fast.
Mechanically, they're usually,
Pardon?
dressing crews, they're usually
They're good elevators. There's only a few.
pretty good sound mechanical.
Yeah. Yeah, we were really happy with the quality of the door and the trim work and everything that came out.
Very nice.
On the, reimbursement side, Cassie's here, have we gotten any reimbursements from your district?
The treasurer is gone now, 6 months.
Okay.
He just kept with his,
Oh, yeah. You need the extra stuff for them. Yeah, I can see that, yeah. Start off with a few extras and we'll get that done. I will also have, shop drawings that Hunley presented to me for review. I need to just make copies of some things, so I'm gonna turn it over. Do you want to send this to you? Yeah. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else that comes through. Probably about it on your end, and maybe some other small paperwork items that come through. But I think for the most part, we are
You'll have
done.
the process on that later.
Tate has got that, and he's
we kill a lot of trees in these jobs. Alright. There's a copy for you, Mike. For you. You're welcome. Did you just payroll, Mark? Did you just
Yes.
payroll?
Yeah, payroll, and I gave cash.
Okay. Alright. Go ahead and restrict to you, and so we can hold on records, or check more payrolls to go with the little.
Okay, all right.
Okay, then we are good for a tour.
That's what we like to do.
Sorry?
That's what we like to do.
Yes.
Final.
All the hard work, you finally get to see it in action. Sure.
Hey, how long have we been doing this? It's been over 12 months, hasn't it? When we started?
I think on the planning, probably, because I think we started running somewhere last winter. If I remember right, maybe right in the first of the year.
I think we got
And
started
then
in April, wasn't it?
Yeah.
First of May.
the plans went out in February, so yeah, I think about right, I think it was somewhere right around December, January.
We had to
Oh,
fly,
yeah.
but we had to fly for the heritage, I mean,
We've actually been working on about 3 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
That's
from that
true.
point, yeah, probably way longer than that, from my.
3 years to get an elevator.
By the time you get the grant in, we have to accomplish with that, and get it approved and get started, you know, it's about 3 years.
Not the most speedy process.
Who says government school? 3 years.
But we've got it now, and it's nice, but it's nice.
Yeah.
They've done a great job.
Didn't how long it take us to get a bridge put in. 16 and stuff.
Well, the one we're getting, there isn't in yet.
Yeah.
Funny that, the health department called, we wanna let you know that Bill, I don't know. Yeah, just been really good with,
I heard, I guess that's.
he's the sanitary meditation. He really does his position.
I think, he's either on probation now, but I think he's been gone.
Yeah, Dennis Foster is going to, American, or
Fill in.
Bill is going, yeah. And they're going to, hire crews that are doing it in Jefferson County for a couple months until they can find somebody to replace.
Does Jefferson County have their own, or? Okay.
And they're gonna meet next Wednesday at Troy to discuss it. She just wanted to let you know.
If the draft, the appeals form with the adjustments as requested. So, with the front form, indicate the basis for the appeal, all the contact information, whichever official that we appoint, whether it's the clerk's office, treasurer's office, somebody that signs off that they've seen that it's been approved, and then with both pages, you have an applicant's signature, and under it, it says, the signature indicates the applicant has been informed of the appeals process. So that way, when a person fills out the form, they will not be able to leave until they understand the entire process. So, and then what will happen is the front page gets filed, and then the back page is their list of,
Oh, thank you.
so it has all the required supporting documentation in bold, it has the deadline, the brief description, background information, and then the legal references
specific, that highlighted area on page 2, Chase, should that say something like every application must include a copy of your tax bill that they question? I mean, make sure that they bring in
The proper tax bill.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's, I assume that you'd think that they would, and I guess that,
I guess it's, or there a date, like the 2013 tax bill, 2012 tax bill. Okay, so I'll just add in.
you know, maybe it's getting nitpicky, but I mean,
What kind of
you
check?
could bring in a tax bill, and technically you'd qualify,
Right.
you know.
So will the treasurer's office have this when they pay their taxes?
That was the next thing is, who stamps it, who signs off on it, that they filed the appeal, or that they have the appeal that's been filled out filed. Whether it's, I assume it's the treasurer's, and the treasurer's office handles the property tax statements. But it may be any official, you know, whoever they bring it to, whether it's the appraisers, the clerks, the treasurers. That's one more step that we need to figure out is where do these papers go, and who needs to sign off as far as the county is concerned.
Well, they're gonna end up in your office,
Oh, yeah, but.
I mean, I understand we have to have designated people.
I'd say majority of them are gonna be coming into the treasurer, I would assume.
I would assume too, because that's the first step, and then the next step would, hopefully they just get referred to wherever I'm situated, so that if they have solid waste, but if it does get, referred to the appraisers, as it usually is in the years previous, then it'll have to be redirected, but then after they fill out their form, they go back to the treasurer's office, I guess that's the question, is once they've been informed, they go back, because you do have to still handle the first half of the property tax statement.
Well, is this something that we need, is this going to need to be, on the website, so if someone doesn't want to drive all the way in to pick up the process, I mean,
Well,
they can copy it, or?
They still need to be explaining the process, because if you're only gonna get the form until you've inquired as to where that
Okay.
solid waste fee comes from.
So it's gonna have to be a personal.
Right, because you can't just appeal for the sake of appealing, you have to have it, you come
And
up
I
with.
suppose when you appeal, I mean, I think you have to call the appraiser anyway, if you appeal and, you know, a question, something, you have to call him anyway, so.
If it's, protesting, they have to pay their first tax, and the protest form goes to the treasurer's office,
Okay.
then it goes to the
Then
appraiser's
the
office.
appraiser,
So,
so.
and will they have to fill out both forms, the appeal and the protest, or?
Yeah, the protest is,
Well, it'd be separate.
yeah, it has to be separate.
Appeal is appealing the value of the property that's in question. That's not a question, this is separate. This is separate, we got two different things.
So, are they paying you if they have questions, so that you can explain it to
For
them?
the solid waste fee, yes.
So you need to be someplace downstairs?
Yeah,
or-
if they're appealing their property taxes, they have to go through the appraiser, obviously.
But I mean, if they want to talk to him,
Right.
why, or help with figures, they need to see him before they can put an appeal to him.
Right, so
So he's
either
not
I'd be
downstairs
situated downstairs
someplace.
somewhere.
Someplace closer to, you know,
With the printer and phone.
which, yeah, Jim said he had an extra desk and a phone downstairs.
That's the next step is figuring out staging, so.
If that's available, I would utilize that, but.
He does have that extra spot downstairs.
Well, Tony gone, so he probably has next to him.
This would be a 2012 Atchison County Solid Waste Appeal Form, right? If you're presenting the appeal.
Well,
You could say currently.
I wouldn't get too cute with that, because, I mean, it should say 2013, because they got approved vacancy
Right.
as a residential, it's, you know.
That stays.
Because it's not based off of 2012, they're paying it for 2013.
Right. So, the tax bill that they're bringing in is a 2013 tax bill.
2012, you could say current.
Yes, it should be stamped when received.
So, treasurer's office then, they have to go to the
Yeah, they should
treasurer's
be
office to get their stamp?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're probably stamping something if they're receiving payments too, aren't they? That should be standard protocol.
Okay, my question is, do they have to pay for staff in order to appeal this, or can they appeal it without?
Well,
paying?
are they, as far as,
That's my question, are they having to appeal, they, you know, like protesting, you have to pay for staff to protest?
to appeal?
I think you have to pay it.
I mean,
Yeah, you do. Well, 'cause your tax payments have to stay current.
Correct.
If they're late or they're delinquent.
so in other words, they have to pay
It
for.
should be consistent, yeah, it should be consistent.
So they have to pay for staff, so yeah,
Yes.
they, you either ask them to put a copy of their paid receipt, which would show that they,
Okay.
Don't you get it? I think you get a paid receipt, don't you?
yes, I mean, they
Yeah.
could probably put a copy of their paid receipt on there.
Yeah.
And that would show you the time or the date that they paid it.
Okay.
So, I'm just asking
Yeah.
if they have to pay, or if they could just do an appeal without paying.
Chase is the one that files the appeal.
He's gonna get them.
He collecting receipts, huh?
Okay.
They'll probably have to go up every morning or every, sometime again, probably.
Okay. I think that should answer most questions. Obviously, we're not gonna have every answer beforehand, but as long as the form gets what it needs to get. So. Get those in, suppose Monday, we approve it or sign off on it, that it's, that, recognize that's the county form, or when the county commissioners just approve the final format. Yeah.
Which big.
You go, like mine, so much weight in it, it'll fly.
Flat. That's what I think you give them.
Okay, well, I'm good.
Okay.
So you have your 11:30.
Quarterly, we try and make it quarterly.
I'll get the corrections made and emailed so everyone has a copy, and then hopefully we won't need but a couple hundred of them printed out.
Hey, did you give them,
Yeah, on Monday.
You know, we'll put something in there about appeals and limited number of applications or everything.
First come, first served.
We wanna make it fair to everybody.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully it stays within a reasonable number.
We'll be. We'll have an answer.
Oh, yeah, we definitely will.
Yeah, you're to coordinate with Jim.
As far as what Jim and Pat, as far as the final questions is reference to this taxing purpose, this legal purpose, have as many answers ready to go. So that if somebody has a really out of the left field question, we have an answer for them, proper reference, so I'm looking forward to it.
Good work.
Thank you.
So if they want to appeal, they need to contact.
I think they're gonna have to, if they have questions, they need to talk to Jake first.
Okay.
And I assume the treasurer's, the problem with the treasurer's office needs to be where somebody says they want to appeal, then you need to know that, so they can get the form right there.
You want to tell me to cell phone?
I think he should be downstairs, I think.
The appraiser's office?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just sitting in next to the desk, and there's a phone and a computer already down there.
Yeah.
We're not gonna publish his cell phone.
Yeah, that's a.
That would not be good.
You know, it should be during business hours.
Yeah, really.
Business, but you never keep it under business hours.
There probably should be something on the webpage, though.
I think we will. I think once we get this form finalized and a little bit of an informational background, we should probably also have it's off the main page, but the solid waste study too. We should probably get that
It's on
back
there.
up on there. Well, it's on there, but it's not displaying on the front.
Oh, it's not anymore?
No, he only had it on there for so many weeks.
Um,
We probably put that up on there too. Any further business? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. At 11:24.
Yep. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And Monday is Stuart Block, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Is that okay with you yet, Tom, for you?
That's all good.
Does that mess
I
up
can
your
tolerate.
math? All right.
I can tolerate it for 2 more minutes.
Okay.
But then November 12th, it'll be back.
We're closed, but we're gonna do canvas.
It would be just, all the time, if you can.
So what's the percentage that we pay on a fan? Have you ever come up with that? Is it 60%, 70%? So it's the same?
The county pays 60, I think.
Okay.
We're, those are estimates, because we got to doing them and then you kind of overthink yourself. So that is pretty close to what they are. And this is that's the $15.
Yeah.
And then this is the smoking that has the 40 in it. And these, let's see, this is family.
Mhm.
This is,
Yeah, that'd be.
this is
if that's-
children, this is children, this is spouse.
Yeah, that's why I think I put 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that helps.
We forgot to put that on there.
Okay, so they will be convening as
See.
the board.
Canvassers on Monday. It's what,
What is it? Where's the fancy?
How did I
And
pull
how
out
do you
savings
spell
accounts?
Canada?
Oh.
Because they're
You got
capping.
people doing that?
I'm not doing it, but today's the last day, so I don't.
Oh.
Because they're capping us. My current plan has a flexible spending account, which our government has decided to cap at 2,500 on flexible spending accounts for 2013. So that changes the game.
I know it's, or leave it allowed, essentially.
I think those eliminate, I think they'll eliminate
Pulling.
flexible. Which, they'll savings accounts are doing better deal, I think.
Well, yeah.
So that's all right.
My understanding was, my understanding partly was that this thing moves on, if this healthcare thing isn't changed or whatever, that the health savings accounts won't even be available.
They've indicated, I guess through Hayes Companies had a webinar, and it was showing through like the Grand Slam in like